Hey everyone, Christina here. Thank you for joining us. We are going to be joined now by Shakur Stevenson. Shakur, how are you kind of holding up since I last saw you, which was, the day before weigh-ins in New York?
I'm okay. I'm just sitting back, waiting patiently.
Did you go
But
back to Virginia?
yeah, I'm in Virginia.
What was that like when you got that call? I mean, were you cutting weight?
Yeah, I was in a tub and I was losing my last few pounds. And I guess they called me, and when they called me, they told me to get out the tub because I'm not fighting. So I got out the tub and I wanted to make sure it was true before I had went and ate.
Yeah,
So I had called my managers and then they said it was true. And I just went and ate me a meal.
I know it was crazy. When we went down to the lobby, I mean, some of the undercard guys was drinking a Sprite, drinking two Sprites,
Yeah,
getting
that's the
cookies.
first thing I did too. I went and got a Sprite.
That's what I figured. The situation right now, obviously, with you being there in Virginia, I mean, are you staying home? You planning to just kind of quarantine yourself until this is all over? Are you still training?
I've been training kind of. It's a gym that still be open, but it's only like a few people go in the gym, so no more than 10 people go inside. So
That's good though. And you just
yeah,
get your push-ups in, your sit-ups and everything at home.
I mean I've been chilling honestly. You gotta realize I just did a whole 8 week camp and it was like a hard camp, so I'm kind of like restoring my body, resting my body,
Good.
trying to get my body back to where it was at before. That camp was kind of hard, so
What was hard about it?
everything. I feel like I was getting up 2 to 3 times a day and early, late, and I was working hard. So being that I did all that and then didn't fight, it kind of annoyed me a little bit.
I mean, kind of like you said on your Twitter, let's just hope that when these fights do get rescheduled, you're like, I got to be one of the first ones to fight, right?
Yeah,
Because
that's what I
you,
said.
yeah,
I deserve to be the first person to fight back. I feel like being that my fight was one of the first ones that got rescheduled. Well,
no, like
not
it,
rescheduled, but canceled. Yeah.
yeah, postponed or whatever. So, with that being said, I mean, it's been no secret about how, you want to move up to 130, and this fight with Mariaga was kind of the last step. But now, what do you do that this is postponed? Are you still going to try to make that fight with Mariaga? If you had your choice, what would you want to do?
Honestly, if I had a choice, I would be fighting Warrington, but I'm hearing Warrington saying he want to fight you
How do
can.
you say it?
Yeah, I think it's like you can or something like that. But I don't understand it because it's like that's a guy with 2 losses. He got an interim title, not the
Right,
super. They said
right.
they was
The
gonna
young
bump him
super.
up for the fight or something like that. But I don't understand that when you could fight a whole champion that's undefeated and got a bigger name than that dude that you planning on fighting. So I don't understand it. That's what he deciding to do. They can't say that I ducked anybody. I would I would make that my last fight at 126 if I had the opportunity, but I don't got the opportunity. So I want to go up to 130, and we still could do the Mariaga fight. That could be my first fight at 130. Mariaga fought 130 before, so
Yeah, absolutely. He could. That would be not a problem. You know,
yeah, that wouldn't be a problem for me. I don't know how he would feel about it because it's not a title on the line. But
that's true. That is true.
but I know you about to interview Oscar Valdez. But me and him could fight honestly. Like that
I
could be
know.
like
That's why I wanted to kind of. I was like, we might have to run this back when we get a little closer to a fight date, and kind of. I said between you and Tiafimo, who are like two of the biggest, rising stars and young champions that we got in the game, and then Oscar, who's in the weight class that you are about to be in. I think that would be good. We could have put all three of y'all together
yeah.
on
But
one.
yeah, I think that me and Oscar kind of got like some unfinished business. So
Why?
it would, cause we were supposed to fight. I fought for his belt that he vacated, and he vacated it, but I was his mandatory. I was supposed to be the mandatory to fight him. So now they talking about Oscar versus Berchelt. I
Right.
don't think that he really fought anybody to just go straight to Berchelt. So why not fight Shakur and the winner fight Berchelt?
Because if you're gonna get an opportunity to fight for a title, you would take that too. Don't.
For sure, I would, but I think it's a roadblock now that I'm here. Like, got to be somebody to come there
Hey, if
and
he
you
gets that
actually got to
Berchelt
fight nobody.
opportunity, he's gonna take.
He fought Adam Lopez. Like, No disrespect. I think Adam Lopez is
Like,
nice.
that wasn't even supposed to be the deal.
Yeah, but that was a close fight too.
It was a good fight, and Blue Nose made him a lot of fans that night. I know you and I could rap boxing for days, but we do have some questions that came in from the fans, and I want to get some of those answered right now. So, if you can't secure a unification bout later this year, early next year, are you planning to move up? At least
I'm moving up to 130. My next fight.
What?
My next fight at 130
No question.
for sure. Unless it's Warrington. Unless Warrington say, forget that fight that he got going on and fight me. So, but if not,
so that fight's supposed to be what? When is that fight supposed to be?
I don't know.
If it ends up taking too long with this whole coronavirus and we don't get back to boxing until late summer, I say that he just goes on and fights you. Because what is fighting the regular champ going to do? I mean, I know that's considered a unification bout, but like Leo's the super champ for the WBA, and I feel
he said that like it won't be entertaining because I'm a boxer and I box off the back foot and stuff like that. So I think
the point is to try to stack as many belts as you can. You don't get to pick what style. If you want to be a unified champ, then you fight the other champ.
You got to ask him about that. That's what him and Eddie Hearn said. They said you can is entertaining. The guy with 2 losses and an intern belt. So.
Well, you told him he made the right decision, so maybe he's going to stick with that. I saw that on Twitter.
Yeah, he's real smart.
James wants to know, who were your favorite fighters that you idolized when you were a kid? And now as a professional, who are some of the ones that you kind of take some things away from for your style?
My favorite fighters I idolized as a kid was Pernell Whitaker, Andre Ward, Floyd Mayweather. And now as a professional, I take a lot from Terrence Crawford. I take a lot from Canelo Alvarez. And it's not some a little bit from Lomachenko, a little bit. But there's not too many boxers in boxing that I really think is that good.
So this question is from John, and he wants to know, what do you think will be your biggest fight in the next 5 years, regardless of weight class? That's a good question.
Probably if Ryan Garcia keep doing his thing, probably like me and Ryan Garcia or something like that.
I like that. That would be a huge fight.
Yeah, if he could last as long, like, and it'd be like a Floyd versus De La Hoya.
Another question: when you were coming up in the amateurs, is this how you saw your professional career playing out, being a world champion at this age?
Nah, not really. I ain't see this. I honestly ain't think it was gonna happen this fast. I seen it, but I ain't think it was gonna come as fast as it came. So, I definitely see that as an amateur.
Another question here: who among the current prospects do you think would trouble you the most?
None of them.
I knew you were gonna say that.
None of them. I think they all like good in their own way, but I think that like if you put me in the category like with them, with all due respect, I just think I'm gonna outlast everybody. The way I take care of myself inside and outside the ring, and as far as I don't know, I just feel like I'm here for the long run. Like God bless me with some type of ability that I'm always outlasting people. Like I don't know, it's weird.
When we've talked about the long run, and I can't remember who it says that you ran into during Wilder Fury Fight Week, but they said that since you've kind of gotten bigger and you've grown into your body, that they could see you fighting up at, what did they say, 154?
Oh yeah, it was Charlo. Charlo said that he think I was gonna be a 154 pounder. I don't agree with that though.
I think like welterweight maybe would be the max of where I see you in your career.
Yeah, I can see that. Not 54 though.
Yeah, I think 47 is.
Probably though. Maybe it got to be the right fighter.
Another question from the fans: what has been your most difficult fight to this point in your pro career? Either physically the toughest, or maybe the toughest to prepare for.
Probably Chris Diaz. Toughest to prepare for. Just being that it was a step-up fight, and I kept hearing a lot of talk going on about they don't think I'm ready for this test and it's too early, too soon. Even my own promoter was saying.
I know. I remember those fighter meetings.
Yeah, they was thinking that it was all too soon. So I had to beat myself in the head mentally, like get around that. Like, had to tell myself like, okay, they tripping. Like, I I had to be more confident, basically, like show my confidence. But inside the ring, I ain't had no tough fight yet. I ain't had no fight like while I got in the ring and I was like having like a hard time or had to do too much adjustments. Like I ain't had one of them yet.
Do you feel like you've had a fight where you've had to show more? Because I mean, I think that's something that you and I have talked about before. You're like, I feel like I haven't even had to show everything that I'm able to do.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like I haven't shown like half of the stuff that I could do. Like I be sparring and stuff and seeing some of the stuff that I'm doing in sparring, and then I go in fights and I do certain stuff, but in my head it's like, oh, I could have done this, so I go back and watch the tape. Like,
sure.
Whoa, like I go watch some of my sparring videos, and be like, oh, nobody ain't even seen this stuff yet. So even like me I be hurting people in sparring bad, like hurting them, but sometimes I don't get that like in my fights yet, so I haven't had to pull that out yet.
But I think that's what you were kind of alluding to as we were promoting the fight that was supposed to take place on the 14th, is that in 2020,
It's going to be something different. Yeah. Going to be something way different.
Another question. At what age did you start boxing? And do you think, this is from the fans, and do you think 16-year-old is too late for me to start boxing?
I started boxing when I was 5 years old. And honestly, I think 16 is right on time. I think that it's not too late. I think that if you really dedicate yourself and you try to get as much experience as possible, I think that you can actually be someone if you starting at 16. If I was a 16-year-old and I wanted to get into boxing, I would make sure I get as much experience as possible. Like I'll try to fight in every amateur show there is. I'll try to fight in every tournament there is. Try to spar, even if I got to go 3 hours or 4 hours of driving. I try to spar as much as possible with top level fighters and get as much experience as possible. Like that's what I would do. And
last question: this whole media matchup sparring session bracket that you were doing, is that on hold now? That that we're all
I think it's on hold because
I saw my name thrown out there somehow. I think you had to pick me winning.
I'll put you in it. I had put you in. I picked you to win the whole tournament.
All right, just making sure that it stays like that.
Nah, it's gonna stay that way.
I'm a veteran in this game. All right, Shakur, I won't keep you too much longer, but I appreciate you. And if you can just say something, not just to your fans, but everybody that's watching about, obviously this is a really tough time for everybody. There are a lot of young boxing fans and young people that look up to you, that your words carry weight with them. What would you kind of say to them about what they need to do right now to kind of keep their head up and know that, we're going to get in a better place?
I mean, I just tell them to stay out the way, stay home and quarantine, enjoy your family, enjoy all the people that's around you, and just stay out the way. That's the main thing. Like when you going outside, you got a better chance of catching that corona, and I think that's really the main thing that I would tell them.
And that you'll be back soon, and that they better be sure to fight one of the first.
Hopefully, I'm praying I'm the first one to fight. So.
All right. Well, we're praying too, Shakur. We appreciate you. We're going to keep in contact with you through all this, and hopefully we get some good words soon that we as a nation, as a world, are getting a handle on this thing so we can get back to business as usual.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you. I appreciate that.
All right, Shakur. Talk to you soon.